Hey everybody, Cinema Sickness here with your daily sickness video, and happy Wednesday to each and every one of you, and welcome to the future. Yes, as we I'm sure all know by now, today is Back to the Future Day, or what has been dubbed as Back to the Future Day. It is October 21st, 2015, the day in Back to the Future Part 2, where Marty, Doc, and Jennifer, they all go back to the future. Or I guess, did they go back to the future? I guess they go to the future for the first... Well, Doc's going back to the future. Marty's going for the first time. But then they end up going back. You know what I'm talking about. It's the day, 2015, October 21st, where they all go to the future. Everything's crazy. They have hoverboards and Jaws 19 and all kinds of fun stuff like that, that some has come true, some has not. There's many videos out there, a lot of like news articles and all kinds of stuff on what was like predicted correctly and what was not. You know, we're not wearing our pockets inside out, and my hat is not rainbow colored, and my shoes not lace themselves. My jacket does not dry itself or correct the arms for itself, and I do not have a hoverboard. My car does not fly, but I do have a flat panel TV. My phone can, you know, turn on and off just by my thumb, just like getting into their house. All sorts of fun stuff like that that actually came true. Pretty cool. Cubs actually almost winning the pennant. Apparently, I don't follow sports, but from what I hear, they were coming close, but aren't going to now. I don't know. That'd been pretty cool though had they won. I'm not a sports guy, but even I would have been like, that's pretty awesome. But anyway, so yes, today again is October 21st, 2015. Again, the day in Back to the day we're in Back to the Future, Part 2. They all go to the future. So very cool, because where they're going, they don't need roads, although I still have roads in my town. I don't know about you. Do you guys still have roads? I still have roads. So I figured today we're going to do something fun, because when else am I going to have the chance to do something like this? Not every day is Back to the Future Day. There's only one Back to the Future Day. And we're going to take a look at all the different Back to the Future releases I have. I'm not going to call it my Back to the Future collection. I try not really to say that with a lot of stuff, because this isn't really a collection. This is just all the different Back to the Future releases that I have within my collection. I don't actively try to search out different releases of Back to the Future or anything like that. Not like with like my Saw DVD collection, or even like with my Dumbo collection and Gone with the Wind collection. I'd call those collections, because I actually try to like search those out. Whereas these are just a bunch of different releases of Back to the Future I have in all different sorts of formats. So we'll take a look at my trilogies in a bit, but first we're going to take a look at just some random releases of Back to the Future I have. And I guess we'll start off here with some soundtracks. I have the Back to the Future and Back to the Future Part 3 soundtrack. Unfortunately, I do not have Back to the Future Part 2 soundtrack yet. I need to get that. I need to get the Back to the Future Part 2 soundtrack, and then I'll have them all, which will be awesome. I'll be very excited about that. But again, I do not yet have it. Really, when it comes down to it, this is the one I really want anyway, the original Back to the Future soundtrack. This is the one with, in my opinion, all the most iconic music on it. So I have to say this is my favorite, but not that I don't want the second and third one. So very, very awesome. Always love collecting soundtracks. We got some goodies here with Back to the Future, A Friend Indeed, and the Money Tree on VHS. This is from the Back to the Future animated series, which I do believe, has it been released or is it getting a release? I can't remember if it's been released so far, if it's just been announced, but they're actually releasing the entire animated series to DVD. I think is it Shout who's doing that or something like that? Either way, it's probably going to be ridiculously expensive. Hopefully I'll get it. That'd be cool. So I remember watching this show when I was a kid. I loved this show. I was a big fan. So of course when I came across this VHS here, I definitely had to pick it up and add it to my collection. And hopefully somewhere down the line I will get the DVD release of the complete series. That would be awesome. So I can go back in time, animated style. Very cool. Awesome animated series. Some classic animation right here in my opinion. Then we have Back to the Future on Beta. Can't go wrong with Beta. I love clicking for Beta. Very, very awesome. The only Back to the Future I have on Beta, I do not have 2 and 3, although 2 and 3 even released on Beta. I guess they probably wouldn't have been. They would have, because I'm trying to think of when they all came out. I guess at that point Beta was over with. So no, 2 and 3 probably never got a Beta release. I could be wrong about that. 3, no, I want to say they did it. They were way too late in the time period to get a Beta release. So no, 2 and 3 would never have been on Beta. You can correct me if I'm wrong. You can leave a comment below if I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure those would definitely not have been on Beta. But Back to the Future certainly was. So very cool to have Back to the Future on good old Beta. Love it. There's Marty McFly playing some Johnny B. Good. Very, very cool. All right, this is definitely a gem. I love this. This is my Back to the Future Part 3 screening cassette. Yes, as it says, for promotion, includes promotional trailer, not for rental or resale. Very, very, and there's me. So very, very cool. I love it. I got it in this protective case here because I like it so much. Let's take it out so it's not so incredibly shiny. This is awesome. I was so excited to get this. This is a really cool pickup, in my opinion. I love these screeners. They're really cool to collect, but I definitely love them when it's like a really cool movie like Back to the Future Part 3. And I know this is kind of like the black sheep of the series. Not everybody is like a huge fan of Back to the Future Part 3, and I guess like rightfully so. It does kind of stand out. It's the first and second movie kind of go together, like, you know, one kind of after another. I should say kind of, it is. 2 picks up like right where 1 left off. But I still always really liked 3. And I find it kind of weird, too, the way it was done, where even though Part 2 picks up right where Part 1 left off, Part 2 and Part 3 were shot back-to-back. So you think it'd be the other way around. Kind of like, sort of like the Pirates of the Caribbean 2 and 3, where you kind of watch them, and it's like sort of one long movie, in a way. And you could totally look at those movies and go, okay, they were shot, you know, simultaneously or back-to-back, however they were done. You could totally tell that they were shot at the same time. Whereas Back to the Future Part 2 and 3, you wouldn't know. They're like they're like night and day, 2 completely different movies. But I still think Part 3 was an absolutely fantastic film. Anybody who says differently, I gotta give the stink eye to. I do not agree with that. I think all 3 movies are fantastic. I love every one for different reasons, and I absolutely love Part 3. It's a Wild West movie too, and I love Wild West movies. So Part 3 is fantastic. I love it, and very cool to have this this screening cassette right here. Very, very awesome. Look at that. I love that it's just like typed on there. So generic, but that's how these usually come. They're just meant for screening purposes, so that's really cool. Awesome pickup right there. I love that. All right, so now for the trilogy sets I have here. First one we have is Back to the Future Part 1, 2, and 3 on Laserdisc. Yes, I do have all 3 movies on one of my all-time, if not my all-time, favorite formats. So Back to the Future Part 2, and Back to the Future Part 3. Very cool. Love it. They all letterboxed. Back to the Future Part 2 and 3 are. It does not say about Back to the Future Part 1. So I'm going to assume this is not letterboxed. This is probably just full screen. It's still awesome. This is why I love Laserdisc. Look at that artwork. That artwork is just so absolutely amazing. I mean, it's definitely the classic, iconic Back to the Future artwork, but look how big it is, how great it is. It just looks so nice on a format like Laserdisc. I love that. And I'm losing space here. And of course, Back to the Future Part 2. I mean, this is one thing I like about the artwork too. It's like the same artwork, and it just changes a little bit to represent the movie. Unfortunately, this one has a price sticker on, although the price sticker is not actually on the artwork. I still have the plastic on this, so it's actually on the plastic, but I love it. So we have the DeLorean and Marty McFly there, and then the DeLorean and Marty McFly and Doc. Very cool. Love it. And this time, of course, the DeLorean's like hovering and stuff. That is so, so awesome. And then Back to the Future Part 3, this time in the Wild Wild West. They should have done I always think they should have done the train. I mean, like, they do the, it does make sense, so it's the DeLorean again, which, I mean, I guess it makes sense. The train might have looked off, but it's on the train tracks, and of course they had to push the DeLorean up to 88 miles an hour with the train, so it does make sense. Very cool. And of course, Mary Steenburgen's in this movie, who is just absolutely, she's one of my old lady crushes. I think she's so pretty. I love her in this film. So this movie is, again, great. I'm a big fan of Back to the Future Part 3. Very, very cool. In fact, I've probably seen Back to the Future Part 3 more than I've seen any of the other films. Not because it's my favorite, because growing up as a kid, this movie was always playing on cable. If it was a rainy Saturday or a rainy Sunday and I was stuck in the house, I wasn't out playing out in the town with my friends, I was stuck home, I was watching movies or whatever on TV, this would always be playing somewhere. Part 2 and Part 1, not so much, but Part 3 would always be playing. So I grew up watching this movie, which maybe I have a bit of fondness to it because it's very nostalgic for me because I've seen this movie so many times. Of course, once I got older, Part 1 and 2, I just, watched a million times as well. I think they're fantastic, but probably seen this more than any of the Back to the Future films, just because of how much I used to see when I was a kid. So love having all three of those movies on my all-time favorite format. But of course, we have it on DVD as well. I loved when this release came out. I was so excited. The problem with this release is, I want to make sure I say this correctly. Yeah, it does not say. When they initially released this set, there was a big issue with that. And that's the fact that nobody had any idea if they're buying widescreen or if they were buying full screen. It does not say anywhere on this packaging here, on this like slip anyway. Does it say on the inside? Yeah, it says on the inside here, there you go, anamorphic widescreen. But on the actual slip, it does not say anywhere if it's widescreen or not. Now, you might be seeing that, so I'll explain that in a sec. But it does not actually say anywhere on here. So when you bought it, there was a full screen release and there was a widescreen release, and people didn't know. And some people cause it stink. So they eventually put this is just a UPC sticker on top of the old UPC that says widescreen. The full screen widescreen says full screen. They would stick a big orange sticker on the front that said like full screen and widescreen. So they eventually started kind of trying to correct themselves by fixing it like that. But when I originally bought this back in the day, back when this came out, in fact, I actually didn't buy it. It was given to me as a Christmas present back when this came out. I think it was in college when this came out. I got the full screen release because the person who bought it for me, knew I wanted widescreen, but they didn't know they just picked it up, not knowing what they grabbed. And they grabbed me in the full screen. So for years, I had the full screen release of this, which sucked. So I only owned the movies in full screen for like a bunch of years, which was horrible. But I guess, 2 years ago or so, my friend was like selling off his entire collection, and he had the widescreen release. So I re-bought it. It didn't matter because I had replaced it with the Blu-ray release, which I'll show you in a sec. I had replaced it with the Blu-ray release, a few years prior, so it wasn't that big of a deal to own the full screen release of this anymore. But it still bugged me. I still wanted to keep this release. I still like this release. This release means a lot to me because I think it's just a cool looking release. And even though I was only keeping it for collecting purposes, I still wanted the widescreen version. So it was really cool to get the widescreen version off my friend who was selling his collection. That's awesome. And it's just a really, really nice release here. All three movies. Cool little booklet. Very, very awesome pickup. Guys, we're really excited to finally get it in a widescreen. So when you're buying this, be sure you look to see what it is. If you're out at a flea market or pawn shop or something like that, and you come across this and you want to grab it and you want widescreen, be sure to look underneath the slip and look at the actual artwork and make sure you look right there, because it's not going to tell you here, but it will tell you right there. So keep an eye out for that. All right, and then already spoiled it, but of course I did buy the 25th anniversary Back to the Future Blu-ray set, the Blu-ray digital copy set. Very, very cool. Great set as well. Opens up here. All kinds of fun stuff inside. All kinds of great bonus features on here. I mean, look at all, I still got the little pieces of foam in there. And I love the instructions on how to remove the disc, because this is kind of a weird case. I don't really get these cases. It's like you got to push the disc down and then pop it out. It's weird. I've never liked these cases. I have never been a fan of these. I have a few other random releases like this. I don't like them. I do like how behind the discs, though, they have the artwork for the film, like the same artwork I showed you on the Laserdiscs. That's really cool. I assure you, same artwork behind these two as well. I'm not going to take all these out because these discs are kind of a pain to get in and out just because of the weird press down and flip out packaging and stuff. I don't really get it. I am not a fan, but still cool. Nevertheless, awesome special features on here as well. So there you go. That is it. That is it for my Back to the Future collection. Like I said, nothing too overly amazing. I say collection. I should say my Back to the Future releases that I haven't just randomly owned. So nothing too overly amazing. Nothing too fantastic. I don't actively go out and hunt and try to find all kinds of different Back to the Future releases or anything like that. But I do have a few. Figured I'd show them all because, like I said, when am I ever going to have the chance to really do a video like this and show them off to you guys? Probably not anytime really in the future. But I figured on Back to the Future Day, the day where we are actually in the future, to show them all off to you. And it's going to be weird because as of tomorrow, watching Back to the Future Part 2 won't be the future anymore. When you watch any of the Back to the Future films, it's all in the past. There's no more future in Back to the Future. That is kind of sad. That's a little depressing. Who knows? Maybe we'll get another movie. I know Michael J. Fox he's acting. He's still out there acting and still doing stuff. Maybe he could do another film. Maybe, I don't know, or play the father. Maybe his kid, becomes an a-hole or something like that, and actually becomes an a-hole like they say in the movie, and has to do something. And Doc Brown's there. I don't know. Maybe they could do another Back to the Future. That'd be kind of interesting. This time taking place in like some distant future. Here's the thing: if they do another Back to the Future film, do it so the future again is not like super far off. So before I die, I can relive another Back to the Future day. I would love that. So who knows? Maybe they'll do that. That'd be pretty cool. So, all right, guys. Anyway, there you go. That's it. Hope you've been having a great Back to the Future day. Hope you maybe watched Back to the Future. I actually watched Back to the Future Part 2 on January 1st, because I always try to watch a movie on like January 1st, a movie that takes place in 2015, and I chose Back to the Future Part 2 this year. So I've actually already watched it this year. I don't need to watch it again. Plus, I'm watching nothing but horror movies right now, or like Halloween-related movies, so I'm not going to watch it. Normally I would, but I'm not going to do it just because I'm watching other types of movies right now, and I've already seen it once this year. I don't really need to watch it again necessarily. But I know a lot of you are probably checking it out, and hope you're having fun with that. If you guys have watched, leave a comment below. If you're just let me know if you're just watching just Back to the Future 2, or you're going to watch like the whole trilogy, or maybe you're just going to watch Part 1 and Part 2. Let me know. Let me know what you guys are going to do. But if you decide to watch Part 1 and Part 2, watch Part 3 as well. It's such a good movie. There's nothing wrong with Part 3. It's fantastic. I hate the fact that it gets such negative reviews and so many people say negative things about it. Part 3 is a great movie, and you should definitely check it out. So, okay, for real, I'm going to go this time. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Like I always say, please hit that like button. Thank you so much for watching. Also, if you're not already subscribed, please do. I do a brand new Daily Sickness video every single day, so hit that subscribe button, and you will see a new video from me every day. And also, if you're not already over at cinemasickness.com, if you're watching this video on YouTube, there's a link down below in the description to cinemasickness.com. So click on it, head over there, check it out. There's a lot more to see there than just these videos. All right, that's it. Have fun on this great day in the future, and I will see you all tomorrow in the actual future. Have a great day, guys. See you then. Bye.